Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome today to our high school session of learning about the SunWest Distance Learning Center. My name is Ryan Johnson, and I'm the principal here at the DLC. Today, we're going to be joined by a few of our team members here that are going to do our very best to answer any questions and to inform you on what the DLC is all about. Now, most of you who have ever phoned into the DLC have probably talked to this person on the phone. Our first guest name is Carol Lewis. She's one of our front office staff, and she is here to help us answer some questions regarding what we do with the front office staff. So welcome, Carol.
Hi, Ryan. Great to be back for another year.
So I know you answer a lot of questions on the phone, and I think one of the biggest questions you might find is, how are we different than a brick and mortar school that you would normally see?
Well, we have a lot of similarities and we have some differences for sure. In the similarity department, we are a school. We're a regular school in Saskatchewan like any other school. We have accredited Saskatchewan teachers. We teach Saskatchewan curriculum. And any of the marks that students receive in grades 10, 11, and 12 will show up on their ministry transcript exactly the same. And those marks are important because they're the ones you use for job interviews and for post-secondary education. Our courses are curriculum-based, and it's the curriculum that's set out by the Ministry of Education. We keep up to date with those as we move along, and as courses change, we change ours to match that. And the courses are all taught by accredited Saskatchewan teachers. They develop the lessons, they gather the other learning resources that they might need, they answer questions, and help students work through problems they might be having. And of course, they also work on exams and assessments. The one thing that people ask me very often, and it's, I guess when you work here, you don't think about it, but where are you located? And where we are is in Kenaston. Now, Kenaston is just a small community on the highway between Saskatoon and Regina. We're about 40 minutes south of south of Saskatoon, and all of our teachers come here every day now that COVID maybe has disappeared a little bit. And working together collaboratively is really an important part of what we do.
So you talked about some similarities. What would be some differences then between our school and a brick and mortar?
Well, I think the biggest difference is probably that instead of meeting in a classroom, as students normally do, at the same time and in the same classroom as they normally are in a regular school, our students often choose to work from home. You can work in your bedroom, you can work outside, you can do it wherever you want to, and they work at a time that works best for them. Some students like the regular 9 to 3:30 scheduling. Others prefer to work early in the morning or later on in the evening. A lot depends on what they're doing with the rest of their day. Many of our students have part-time jobs, for example, and so they work around their part-time jobs. The courses being available 24/7 is a real advantage because students can pick a time and that works best for them. Flexibility is certainly one of the things that this offers. Some of our students are elite athletes and they travel and train in maybe another country or out of the province, and they're still able to do courses and work around their training schedule. Same thing applies for a myriad of other reasons, whether positive or negative. Maybe there's health concerns in the family, whatever they need, they can work 24/7. And I guess the other big difference is that instead of raising your hand to ask a question or waiting for the kid 3 rows over to ask the question that you want answered, you need to be able to talk to your teacher. And they do that by email, by phone, or video call. And so that's another big difference. It makes students a little more involved in their own education.
Yeah, for sure. I also know that a big part of what you do, Carol, and the rest of your front office staff do is actually register the students. Is there anything important you can tell us about the registration process?
Absolutely. This time of year, we are busy, and there's no doubt about it. So a lot of what we do, myself and the other ladies in the front office, is registering students. Those of you that have already registered know that we've asked you for a fair number of documents. We ask for your birth certificate, your Sask health card, driver's license, and maybe one other thing with your family name and address on it. And that seems like a lot. You don't get asked for all those things in a regular school. But we need to be able to prove to the Ministry of Education that all of our students live and have a primary residence within Saskatchewan. And that's the documents that they've asked us to provide. The other thing that we do with registrations is make sure that every student has a unique email address. Our system identifies students by email address. So it's important that every student have an email address that's unique to them alone. And so we do a lot of that. Once the students have decided they want to register, it's an online process. Get your documents ready, get your email ready, and then go to www.dlcapply.ca. And you can see that there on the screen. You go in there, you select whether you're coming to us with including another school's education, or if you're coming to us as a full-time DLC student, follow through the application process, and we take it from there.
Well, thanks for that wonderful advice, Carol. It's much appreciated. And thank you for joining us today.
No problem. Make sure that if you ever have a question, you call us here in the front office. We're more than happy to talk to you. And that's any kind of a question. Don't ever feel like you're alone in this process. The number's there on the screen. It's 306-252-1000 or 252-1000. And the ladies and I will be more than happy to answer questions or direct a call wherever you need it to be.
Thank you so much, Carol.
You're welcome.
Next up, I'd like to welcome one of our vice principals here at the DLC, and his name is Aaron Bieberdorf. Thank you for joining us today, Aaron.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ryan.
So to kick off some discussions with you, Aaron, what can you tell us? What are some of the things that a student can expect in their day-to-day experience with online learning, such as maybe schedules and timelines and those things?
Great question. Carol had talked a little bit about how we're similar to a brick and mortar school. And one of the biggest differences there is that we've got some flexibility about environment, where kids learn and what time they learn at. But we try to, I guess, simulate a brick and mortar school with timelines and schedules. Schedules are incredibly important. Planning when you're going to study, how long you're going to study for, how does that match up with the number of courses that you're in? It's all part of the puzzle, I guess. And one thing about our high school courses is that they're all 100-hour long courses. So to put that into perspective, if you study a course for 1 hour per day, per weekday, plus homework, you should be able to wrap that course up in about 5 months. So if you expand that over the school year, that would be 1 hour every other day. If you want to finish sooner than that, then you need to work faster. So that whole planning piece, timetabling and scheduling is really important in terms of pacing. The other thing is when you don't get something done that you're supposed to in that allotted time, then I would say that you have homework. That concept is still there because if you don't do that homework, then you're going to be behind the next day, and that can snowball real fast. Students can find themselves behind the 8 ball really quick, and it's pretty hard to overcome. So sticking to that schedule and putting in the time for homework is good habits to get into.
You mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. You go. I want to.
Okay. So
you got questions? Let's go.
You mentioned homework. How does a student find out their assignments, and how do they submit them?
Good question. So every course has a timeline. So teachers will send that timeline out with a welcome email, and that timeline will be a suggested pace to follow. By default, that pace is semesterized, right? So if a student's gonna finish by the end of January, then by default, it'll be that kind of hour a day type of thing. But if a student wants to work faster, then they can ask for a customized schedule, and the teacher can provide that so that their kind of due dates, so to speak, are kind of squished together so that a student can get done sooner. Yeah. And in order to see the course content, students can log into dlcgo.ca with their username and password. Once they do that, they'll see their dashboard, and kind of in the middle of the screen will be a list of their courses. And They basically just click on the course that they want to study, and that will take them to their course. And all of that kind of important planning information, timelines and stuff are also posted in the course as well.
Fantastic. How does a student communicate with their teacher then if this is all online?
Yeah, so email is our number one communication tool. A lot of the information that we send out goes through email. Students, a lot of the questions that are coming in comes from email. But we also have teachers, like our teachers are here dedicated to get students through the course content. They're dedicated to getting the student, to supporting the student completing the course by their end date. And so sometimes phone calls are more efficient. So all of our teachers have an extension number that's posted at the bottom of their email address and in the course, so students can phone our teachers. And we also do video conferencing through Microsoft Teams. So if you think about a math class, sharing a screen and having a teacher go through a problem is a lot easier through a web video conference, as opposed to sometimes explaining in an email, depending on the concept. So yeah, there's a couple of ways.
That is great information. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us today. In the meantime, I would like to point out one other resource that we do have, and that is our website, www.dlcandme.ca. You can find more resources there for students and for families. It's kind of like your school bulletin board. So you'll find some of the information we're talking about there. So just go and check it out after we're done this session, and you'll see what we're talking about. So we had Aaron talk about getting into courses and what to expect day to day, which leads us to our next speaker, Kayla Lechica, who is one of our academic advisors here at the DLC. Welcome, Kayla.
Thanks, Ryan. Hello, everyone. I'm just here to talk about academic advising. Most of you who are in grade 10 to 12 will have me as their academic advisor. Everyone has an academic advisor and you can see how to contact them. It's kind of like a course on your dashboard. So I'm just here to talk about what an AA is, what we can help you, accomplish, and what we're here for, and other kind of resources that we can provide. So as an academic advisor, I'm here to help you pick your courses to ensure that you're on pace to graduate, whether that's going through your Adult 12 or working towards your 24 credits. Now, I can also assist you with timelines or course timetables. So just like Aaron mentioned before, you can get a personalized timeline to finish year-long or semester one, and sometimes our students even block courses. So sometimes they do one course a month and they need a personalized timeline, or sometimes they break them up into quarters and do 2 every half of a semester. So I can help arrange that and see if it's a good fit for you. Another thing I'm here to help you with is to support you with post-secondary information. So if you're looking to find a program for post-secondary, or if you want more information on a certain program, I'm here to help with that. And we do attend our post-secondary updates. So if anything changes at the post-secondary institutions near the kind of Kenaston area, Saskatoon, Regina, then we can pass these on to you just in case you need to know that. So another thing is contacting your AA. And I know at the start of the year, it's quite busy. So I'm going to give you a couple options here to get a hold of me. So if you're wondering about courses that you need to take in order to graduate or attend, or to change your courses, or even to just register in courses, contacting your academic advisor is the best way to do that. So the best way to do it is email. We often say it's kind of like putting your hand up in class. So if you send me an email, and you can get my email or your academic advisor's email from that How to Contact Your Academic Advisors page, then we can shoot you an email back. And also in my email signature, there's a way to book a call. So that allows you to book a call at a time that works for you as well as me, and my calendar is always up to date there. And then here we also have a banner in DLC Go. So I think they're going to show you this so we can talk about that. There we go. So right now it's telling you that we're having some issues with Moodle, but other times it'll tell you things regarding careers or post-secondary. So we have an event called See Your Future in both Saskatoon and Regina. It's really great. A bunch of post-secondary institutions come together and we can provide you more information on that, as well as the career fair that we hold here in Kenaston. So another option, and Ryan already kind of mentioned this, is DLC and Me. So that website will show you kind of career specific things in terms of post-secondary. It'll also show you getting ready for grades 10 to 12. And then you can go there and you can look at scholarship and awards and bursaries. You can look at post-secondary planning. So this shows you different links to the post-secondary institutions. The scholarships I do want to mention, they might not be updated for each of the scholarships right now. However, those beginning websites there are great ones for just a bunch of different scholarships. And then we have some specific ones below, and those dates aren't updated. But if you click the link, then you'll be able to see the page that the scholarship is on, and usually they update it themselves. So you should be able to get onto that.
Well, thank you so much, Kayla. And I know that our team will be updating those dates as fast as we can. Thanks for the information regarding those career fairs that are upcoming. So if you are one of our 10 to 12 students, just keep an eye out for those. And I've gone to those in the past, and I would really recommend for anyone's, even if you're in grade 10 or 11, if you're still unsure about what your future may look like, head on down to Saskatoon or Regina if you can, and talk to some of the people. There's a ton of different organizations, not just universities and post-secondary. We have the Armed
Canadian
Forces
Forces,
and all kinds of different organizations there that can answer your questions. So it's a very good resource. So keep an eye on that DLC and Me webpage, everybody, for upcoming events regarding those opportunities. So thanks, Kayla, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So once you've got yourself settled in the classes, you're going to see many chances to connect with classmates and teachers. I'd like to introduce Mr. Jesse Miller, who is here today to tell us about some of the opportunities that we have here at the DLT.
Even if we got there at 10 or 11,
Well, it looks like we're having a little bit of technical issues. We'll try to get back to Jesse here in just a second. What we can do is we can possibly just move on next to our next presenter. And we have Tracy Urek, who is joining us today, who is our student support administrator here in the building. So welcome, Tracy.
Hi there. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Go ahead, Tracy. Sorry.
No. Today I was going to talk about, again, reiterate many things that other people have said. And one of them being, we are a really big team here. There are many people here to support you. So depending on your unique needs, there's classroom teachers, student support teachers, currently EAs, academic advisors, and the admin team, just to name a few. So I want to reiterate that we all want you to have the best learning experience possible. As you know, Aaron Bieberdorf had said, and Kayla said as well, one of the easiest ways to connect with your teachers is to email them or give them a call during the school hours, which we'll find in the instructor block. Many will also have the option to book meetings or a Teams video tutorial using that bookings link. Make sure you look into that. The classroom instruction does come from your teachers, even though we have all this other support. So you want to make sure to communicate with your teachers. You're independent, but you're never alone here. So as a student support team, I want to talk a little bit about that, because not everybody will need or get support from our student support team. We offer one-on-one student support, student groups, social skills programming. We use Centervention. We do reading interventions, math interventions. We have currently EAs connected to IIPs, and we do executive functioning support. So our student support teachers are also involved in the development of our new online courses to address the many types of learners and unique needs. The student support teachers work with their learners to advocate for them, and at this stage of the game, build their learners' own ability to advocate for their learning needs. Student support teachers will help coordinate testing if that's needed, and make sure that student support plans are documented and always updated.
What about families who are not just looking for academic supports, but who may be looking for support for mental wellness? Do we have someone here that can help with that?
Yes, we do. So we have a counselor by the name of Sue Mills, and she is available to take students and to work with them to help them with strategies, you know, if they're dealing with mental health issues. So we can connect students to her.
Well, thank you so much, Tracy, for your wonderful information today. It's much appreciated. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we're going to try to go back to our resident fun guy here at and that's not a mushroom. Aaron, do you have a chance to, or are we back with Jesse? Are we good to go?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes. Thank you, Jesse.
Awesome. As per usual, sometimes technical glitches get in the way. You just got to work through it.
Exactly. So let's dive right in, I guess, and tell us about some of the fun ways we can get connected here at the DLC.
For sure. So on top of your usual class chats or other things that your teacher might be doing, we have different clubs that go on at the DLC. And we've been really working at getting these going over the last few years. So some of the ones we had last year included coding club, including book clubs, creative writing clubs, and even an anime and manga club. And so these are all really fun ways to connect with other teachers, to connect with the teachers, but to connect with other students and to build relationships and community around these shared interests. It's a lot of fun.
It does sound fun. Do you have any ongoing events or groups that we should know about, Jesse?
Yeah, so some of our ongoing groups, every year we have our GSA, our Gay Straight Alliance. We also have GRAD going on every year in June. It's a little different every year, but it's a lot of fun to actually celebrate with our grade 12 grads as they celebrate their graduation, the accomplishments that they've made.
Absolutely. I know we have a lot of opportunities going on right now, but could you discuss a little bit of what our September Wellness Challenge is all about?
Yeah, for sure. So we have different announcements that come up here on the DLC and Me. And currently we have the September Wellness Challenge that's about, what am I trying to think? Self-growth and focusing on your own wellness, your self-care there. And so what you can find is on the DLC and Me website, there's school announcements down below or school announcements up at the top. And you'll find the Wellness Challenge. You'll find announcements about field trips, about times teachers are visiting communities, and when clubs start and how to get involved with those. And so it's all there in the school announcements section.
That's fantastic, Jesse. Thank you so much for all of your information.
Yeah, glad to be here.
As an online school, our technology is very critical here at the DLC. Our help desk team definitely keeps us up and running. Jessica Foster leads our help desk, and she's here to share some more information about the supports that we provide for families and our students.
Hi,
Welcome,
Ryan.
Jessica.
Yeah. Hi. So our help desk team here, we're behind the scenes on the email. So if you've emailed the school, you've talked to one of our help desk members. So we help you with registration. We'll help you with getting into your courses. If you've got questions on, how to do something inside your course, we can give you a little hand with that as well. So we also try to build up some of the tech skills you might have when you join an online school. So we've got our help desk tutorial here. So it's full of tips on how to do things and learn some skills. So if you're not sure how to scan a document to send to your teacher, you're not sure how to get a proctor for your exams, right? We've got those in there in the help desk. So you can kind of broaden your knowledge here of being a technology student.
What happens if I go through those tutorials, Jesse, and I'm still not sure what I need to do? What would be the steps I take next?
You bet. So email us at the help desk. We'd love to talk to you. So we're dlchelp@sunwestsd.ca. If you email us, we'll do our best to answer your question, or we'll redirect you to somebody here on the team that can help you out.
Fantastic, Jesse. I appreciate everything you've brought to us today. And we know that you're a crucial part to our team here. So thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
With that, I would like to ask if anyone does have any questions out there. Now we'll have the opportunity for you to type in those questions in the comment section. And if they pop up here, we'll do our best to delegate the question to the appropriate person. While we wait for some of these questions to populate our comment section, if there are any, I think maybe we can possibly bring back Aaron Bieberdorf. And do you want to tell us a little bit about driver's education, Aaron?
I'd love to. Driver's education is it's a 30-hour course that students that are 14 years, 9 months or older can take through us for free. After the students take that 30-hour course, then they go with a driving instructor for 6 hours of practice drives. So it looks a little bit different with our school every year. But last year, the instruction part was online. So we had one driving instructor teach, all of our driver's ed students at the same time through Zoom. And then she put a local driving instructor in contact with the students. So, if you're from Regina, then we'll have a person from Regina, do the practice drives. And that's what driver training looked like last year. We are waiting for our enrollments to kind of settle out for the month of September. And then once October hits, I will be sending out an email to all the students that are in that age range to start coordinating a session. We hope to have one in November, and we hope to have a second one in April.
Oh, that's very good to hear. Thank you, Aaron, for that update.
You're welcome.
And if there are no questions, I just want to remind everyone that the website www.dlcandme.ca for any of those the information items that we've talked about today. And I just want to thank everyone for being a part of this and for being a part of our school. So I wish you the best of luck for this school year. And once again, if you have any questions, we are here to help. So thank you, everybody, and have a good day.